Hi best buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today we're going to make this little piece of ephemera. Oh, I think it's so adorable. I have entitled this piece of ephemera a fold-out wallet envelope. So let me show you and then you can see why I named it that. I have a Sari silk closure here. I put a couple of little pearl beads on the end. Opening it up, I have an eyelet here and a little bit of lace. I have a chapter 1 paper piece of ephemera with some lace and some flat back pearls. I decided to use chapter 1 paper to cover the outside of this. So I'm going to fold it out like this. Look, it just keeps going, doesn't it? It does resemble a wallet in a way. I'm going to close this up and then I'm going to turn it this way and I'm going to let you see the inside now. So it unfolds just like this. How cute is that? We have got a little tag right here. I used a label for my tag on all 4 of my envelopes, and inside my envelope I have the cutest little pieces of ephemera, little kitty cats. Now the cards here that I have are from, let me look here, Vintage by Me. That's where the kitty cat cards came from, and the cards that are back underneath the labels. The labels are from by J. Lee Lou. Oh, the kitties are so cute. They're all different kitty cats, and each one of the envelopes, pocket, I think he's a mailman or something. And let's look and see, what does this one look like? Oh, he's this one right there. All right, so I'm going to show you how I made this so you can make one. Maybe you would like to make one for Christmas and put gift cards in there or money in there. That would be really fun, right? Or maybe you would like to make one for your junk journal, pop it into a pocket, or even just place it on top for an extra add-on. So I'm going to tie this back up just like this in a little bow. My Sari silk came from Crimson Heart Studios. I will link her shop down below. I love that it's in the cream color. I think that's really pretty. Now you can make this a Christmas theme, whatever theme you want, by using some thinner type of paper. Now this is copy-weight paper. This is chapter 1 paper, digital. And I have some very small envelopes here. My envelopes are 3 inches by 4.5, and I've already inked them all up to get them ready for this project. And you will need 4 envelopes. Now, you could make this in a standard size envelope. There's no reason why you cannot. I just had these small ones and I hadn't used them for a while, so I thought, let's make ours with these small ones. What we want to do is we want to take our envelope and open up the flap on all of them. You need all the flaps open. And you need all the flaps pointing in one direction. So you don't want any of them going like this. You want them all going in the same direction. We're going to start right here, and I'm going to call it the back. This is the last one, or possibly the first one, depending on how you want to look at it. We're going to take our flap right here, and we're going to apply glue. Now I'm going to use my art glitter glue, and you use the glue of your choice. And I'm adding my glue onto my flap like this. And then I'm taking the second, I'm going to call it the second envelope. I'm calling this one the first. And I'm going to place this edge just a little, not quite up to this edge where I've highlighted it. This fold right here where this flap folds, right there. We're going to place the end of this right up to that, but not over it. So I'm not going to overlap it. This will enable us to fold this envelope onto this envelope, and it will fold easily. You won't have to struggle or refold it or any of that. We're going to do the exact same thing to the third envelope, attaching it to the second envelope. I'm calling this envelope 1, envelope 2, envelope 3. We're going to attach envelope 3 onto the flap of envelope 2. Adding my glue to my flap, and then taking my envelope and laying it close but not over the flap on the fold. Okay, just press it down. It's so simple. This is such a simple project. Now we're going to take our glue and we're going to do the exact same thing to this last one. Number 4 onto number 3. The same exact way. There we are, pressing it down. Now, the way I covered this was super simple. I took my page. Now my page happens to be 10.5 by 8 1/4. And I'm going to lay I'm going to put my digital down this way. So I've got this part up, and I'm going to apply my glue right here on the back, not the side with the pockets. The pockets are on this side. We want to cover this side. So a paper pad paper would be perfect for this because it's probably going to be a little bigger. And I am going to add my glue. I'm just looking here and saying I need to probably stop about right here because I'm going to have to splice mine because my page isn't long enough to cover all of my envelopes. So I'm adding my glue here, and I'm really concentrating on where it folds. Right here on the folded area. Yeah. And then over here. There we go. That's good. Now I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to pop it right down here. Now I'm actually going to cut this out a little bit, cut around the edge, because I'm just not real good at, trying to get it exactly in place. So this is how I like to do it. And I'm really pushing firmly where the folds are, just to make sure that everything gets glued down. And turn it over and press. Then I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to trim. So trimming right here along the side. Okay. I'm going to trim the other 2 sides. Okay. Almost done here, you guys. Alrighty. So we've got that part completed. The next thing I need to address is the rest of my paper here. And I'm going to be able to turn it this direction and get this part covered as well. Now this is my flap. I actually think I might want my flap. I'm just looking at it, trying to figure out if that's really going to matter or not. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to add it to my envelope here that's left. What's left? Now, if you had a bigger piece of paper that you're covering it up with, your end with, then you wouldn't need to do this. If yours covered all of it, then you wouldn't need to do this because all of your envelopes would have been covered. But you want to make sure that you cover that tip, because we are going to see that. That's going to be part of your flap for the closure. And I'm going to trim this out. This. And I've got a little tiny piece over here. And then I'm going to trim out the flap. Just like that. All right. Alrighty, so I've got a little tiny piece left, and I'm going to use that piece to cover the inside of my envelope right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mark right here. I need to cut inside of that marking so that it would fit inside of my envelope. And then I'm just going to check to see if I need to trim it down anymore or if that's going to fit. Wow, that fit. That is awesome. Okay. Taking my piece right here, and I'm going to add my glue. I've done it at the bottom, just a little bit here, and I will get this inside and then I will glue the rest. Sometimes I have a hard time getting it in. See if I can walk it in here before my glue sets up. You want to make sure that you cover your flap. The flap point, you need to cover all of that. I'm going to add the rest of my glue now, right here. And then I need to make sure that I did not glue anything shut. I felt a couple of little sticks right there. Okay, now we're going to trim this out. All right, so if you like to cut things and get them inserted and glued on, you could glue pieces and do all of this. What I did instead was I got my little tags and my little cards. Now here are my kitties. I've got kitties again. And then I've got those pieces that I used before. And these are, like I said, from Vintage by Me. I'll link her shop. It's an Etsy shop. And I'll link it down below. So what we want to do is these, did I say how much these are? No, these are 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And so are the tags. In case you're cutting out papers to fit, then that's the size that I am using. And I'm going to add my glue, and I'm just going to pop it right on. Oh, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I want to make sure that I, got a little extra there, that I don't cover my fold. So you're going to want to leave a little space, and I'm going to add my glue now to this one. And I'm going to do the exact same thing right here. And once I lay one down, I'm going to try to, get them all the same across the top and the bottom. So I'm going to glue this one on too. And then this one. just like that. Oh, they're so cute. And that is a very easy way to decorate the inside of your envelopes. Now I have my kitties here. I'm just going to show you how pretty and precious they are. Oh, they're so sweet. I'm going to put a white one, and then this one that has blue flowers, this other white kitty, and this little, oh my goodness, look how sweet. Alrighty, now the next thing I'm going to do is I have a dish. Here's my dish. And in my dish, I have some labels. I'm not sure which ones I want to use, but I even have just a card like that, although I don't think, is this as long as this one? It's a little longer. You'll need something that's wide enough to put whatever it is that you have that you want to pop into these pockets, that it's wide enough that it will fit. And we're going to make little pockets or tuck spots out of our labels. So we're going to do that by just gluing down the sides and the bottom. Even one that has little notches out of the side will work just fine. And I'm just going to pop that on there like that. And then let's do this one. Like this. One more. Actually, two more, right, guys? There are two more. And then there's this one. Now this one in my hand is from Chapter 1 Papers. The others are from by J. Lee Lou. Alrighty, so we've got that. Now I've got my little tags. I'm going to have to see if I can locate where I got these little tags from. I do not remember. And what happened to my last one? Good heavens, I'm short one. I don't know where it went. Let me find it. I don't know where it happened to it. Let's see here. All right, here it is. All right, so we've got our pockets filled with our kitties, and we've got our little tuck spots with our tiny labels. Now let's go ahead and fold this up just like this. And if you're going to ink your project like I have inked mine, I am using the frayed burlap, and I am going to ink up my sides. It's like this, because we have not inked up the outside here. So I'm just going to do it as I fold. There we go. Let's go ahead and, while we've got it like this, let's finish it. Finish inking. I like a lot of ink. I like to, you know, not just ink just the edge. I kind of like to add a little extra. Okay, that's in there. Now let's put this back over here, and let's fold this over like this. Now we're just going to, I didn't even ink the, I don't know how I missed that. There we go. Now let's fold this over. Just roll it over basically. So now it looks just like this, and it unfolds like that. It was still a little wet there. I think it's going to be okay. Yeah, it's a little wet, guys. There. But we'll continue. So what I want to do is I'm going to use an eyelet, front part of the eyelet and the back part. You always need to have a front and a back part to your eyelet. And I have my little machine here, my little tool. I have a standard hole punch. Now, if you do not have an eyelet, you do not have to have one. You can use a hole saver, or you could leave it plain like this. I'm just using an eyelet because I have it and I like to pop it on for this project. I've made one in my example and I'd like to have another one just like it. So let's push that together. Now we've placed our eyelet onto our flap for a closure. Let's decorate it up just a little bit. What I want to do is right here, I have some little lace. It's not very wide, it's thin. And I'm going to bring in my hot glue gun. And it's right here. And I've been showing my hot glue gun because I have people ask me about it. It's a Sure Bonder trademark, registered trademark, and it's high tip. Okay. And I'm going to actually do it a little differently than I normally do. I'm looking for my scissors here. I'm going to cut this off the end, and I'm going to start here and I'm going to go to the edge. So adding my glue, and I use hot glue because it's quick and easy and it's really great for videos because once you glue it down, it is glued and you don't have to worry about it moving or waiting for it to dry. It's just finished. So that's why it's really great for making videos. Now I'm going to take my end, I'm going to straighten it out again, and I'm going to glue it right here just like this. Usually I make a little fold, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to trim it and lay it down like this. Okay, so I've got that part down. Just some simple decorations are really going to be very special. Let's put this back together. It goes like this. It folds, it just rolls right on up. Just rolled it up like that. I'm going to add a little bit of ink on this fold. Yeah. All right, looks great. Now I'm going to add, I think we should add our little picture. Now I have got this little birdie, and I think that's the birdie that I used for this one, our example. It's the same little picture. It's from Chapter 1 papers. I have another, no, that's a label from Chapter 1 papers. And I think I have a blue birdie in this dish right here. Yeah, I do. I have a little blue birdie. So that's really sweet. But you know what? I'm going to stick with this heavier looking bird. It's a little, you know, it's a bigger bird, bigger picture. And I have a little piece of lace. It was from a shirt from the thrift store. And I'm going to ink up my little picture here. And then I'm going to add my picture onto the lace. And I'm kind of going to do it at an angle, like that. And then I'm just going to add it onto here. And I'm going to add it on, and then I'm going to trim my lace out a little bit more. So I'm going to add my glue to my back of my picture. I'm holding the flap down just so I can see. So when I decorate it, I'm not going to cover my bird up with my lace from my flap. And now I'm just going to trim some of this lace around. And I'm not doing it really evenly. I'm just kind of chopping at it. Literally just chopping it. Just so it has that choppy look. I'm going to save this piece because that's big enough to save. And then I think 3 of these flat back pearls would be really pretty on the bottom, like I did here. And how about if I just pop it on right here on the bottom? There we go. Then I have a little piece of Sari silk from Crimson Heart Studios. I'm going to feed it through my eyelet, my hole here. And then I'm going to wrap it around. I'm going to give it a tie, like a bow. Alrighty. Now to finish it off, I have 2 beads. These beads have really big holes in them, so I'm able to pop my Sari silk through this hole. And I think I got these pearls at Hobby Lobby, a couple years ago. But when you go looking for pearls, just look at the hole that you have to work with and try to select some with larger holes. That way you can put your Sari silk or even your ribbon through it, and then you can use it for closures like this, and it really adds a little special touch to your projects. So I'm going to lay this over the hole, and I'm going to take the end of my needle there and push it through and push it up to the length that I would like, and just tie a knot with the Sari silk, and that's enough to keep it there. And if you don't think so, then you can always add a little bit of glue up into that bead to get it to stay, but you'd have to pull pretty hard to get that bead to come off. And there you go, you guys. You've got yourself an adorable envelope fold-out wallet piece of ephemera. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.